going to do now is we're going to meet Sherali. And Sherali is a ranger in Tajikistan. And we had just a great conversation. It was a tricky one because we lost connectivity a lot. He only had a 2G connection, so we were able to connect via WhatsApp. But even that was a tough connection. So he was nice enough to send me some pictures out in the field, the incredible landscape, some of the amazing animals to be found in Tajikistan. And so we had a really good conversation. I think you'll really enjoy hearing a little bit directly from Sherali about the work and life of a ranger in Tajikistan. So let's get that screen queued up and let's take a little trip together. Easy. Can you tell me your name and the job that you do?
My name is Sherali, so you know, and I am a ranger in public organization of Burgut.
All right. Can you tell us a little bit about where you work and a little bit about what your job is like, what you do when you're out in the field?
Excuse me, I cannot hear you. Can you repeat?
Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about where you work and what your job is like when you're in the field?
Okay. As I told you, I work as a ranger in a public organization in the eastern part of Pamir of Tajikistan. And my job is monitoring and observing wild animals, especially the 4 species: Marco Polo sheep, ibex, snow leopard, and brown bear. So we have 3 times monitoring in a year: summer, winter, and autumn. So what we do when we are in field, so we count the wildlife, wild animals, and we observe the feed. I think in English it is how to say, when they have baby. So we count the baby animals, how many baby have in this year. This is my main job.
All right. Excellent.
And, later when we count, we fill a piece of paper, and when we come back, so I put all the information into a computer. Then we send our records to the Republic Justice Office.
All right. So lots of important data that you collect when you're in the field. I'm wondering, Sherali, how long have you been a ranger, and what made you choose to be a ranger?
I am working as a ranger since 2012. So that means, after Soviet time, after Soviet Union destroyed, so people start illegally hunting to the Marco Polo sheep and ibex and snow leopard. So there was a lot of illegal hunters. Hello, do you hear me?
Yep, I've still got you. You're coming through nice and clear. And is that why you decided to become a ranger? You wanted to do something about the illegal hunting?
Okay, yes. My boss, he just lives next to my house. He worked before me as a hunter, and he also was an illegal hunter. And later he understood that protecting wildlife is very important for our society. And I speak a bit English, that's why, he was the first man who motivated me to protect the wildlife. Then, yeah, he told me that that's important job. We have to protect the wildlife. Then, my first job started at that time.
All right. And I'm wondering, Sherali, yep, can you still hear me? I can. Hi. Yeah, I can still hear you.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. So my next question, you're protecting these areas. You told me earlier that the area is over 95,000 hectares, a really big area that you're protecting. Why are these areas important to the community? How do these big areas that you're protecting benefit the community?
Yes, so my village is the second biggest village in Murgab district, and so the territory, as I mentioned, the 97,000 hectare, just the north face of the Alichor mountain range. It's near to the village. And when Mahan, my boss, when he prepared the paper, so he decided to take all this territory because it was empty. Nobody took this place.
Okay. Sherali, I'm wondering about the work. What are the biggest challenges you face to do your job? What are some of the challenges or the difficulties?
First, when we start, it was the, poachers. Do you hear me? The poachers, illegal hunters.
Yep.
So it was very difficult because, our people, we are nomad people. So our forefathers lived for centuries with hunting. Then suddenly we said, stop hunting. And the people was very angry. He said, why? It is our tradition. We cannot stop hunting. We are keeping our family with hunting. So even it is illegal, but anyway, they want to hunt. So it was very difficult to explain them. We said, yes, we shouldn't hunt illegally because we have to protect our nature, our wildlife. Later, it makes money for us. It was very difficult. But now all people understood because later we got many foreign hunters. We earned some money. Then when we separated part of our money for society, when we helped to the hospital, school, the old people, kindergarten, then people understood that how important our organization. So our first challenges was the illegal hunters.
All right. Well, it's great to hear that the community was able to understand and see those benefits. And it sounds like that through the work that you're doing, it really is having a great benefit on the community as other people come and visit the area and as you manage and protect your resources. So that's great to hear, Sherali.
Yeah. Thanks.
So I'm wondering, you mentioned the community and how it was a bit difficult at first, kind of changing their minds. So do you find that's a big part of your job is educating others in the community about why it's so important to protect wildlife?
You mean, what do you mean? Excuse me, can you explain one more?
Yeah, would you say that an important part of your job is education? So teaching other people about protecting wildlife?
Yeah. Yeah, of course. During this 12 years, we organized many short-term courses, especially for schoolboys. So in summer, when the schoolboys have summer holidays, we organize for them outdoor activities. So we take them to the mountain, we explain them about the wildlife, and we explain how to protect the wildlife. And we have also national holidays. During these holidays, we buy presents for special people, for example, for kids, for old people, for unable people. Then every time uh, we explain, we do our presentation about wildlife. We every time explain. Yes, it is. I think we helped and we taught a lot people about wildlife and nature.
Oh, that's great to hear. It's so important, especially to teach the younger generation about conservation. Sherali, I'm wondering, I've got a couple more questions for you. Obviously, the pandemic, COVID-19, has affected people around the world. Has it affected your work in any way?
Yeah, of course, very well, very well. Yes, our organization shows not only a hunt for hunters, but we provide also touristic services for just for simple for usual tourists. So we provide services for hunters in winter, and in summer we provide touristic services for tourists. But when the pandemic started, it was almost 2 years. So we didn't have any tourists. When the pandemic started, the tourists stopped to hunt. Last year, we couldn't get any hunters, any tourists. Yes, it was very bad for us.
Yeah, has that started to change? Have more people started to return, or is it still really slow?
Very slow. Usually I am also a tour guide in summer season. So usually my job starts at the beginning of May. This year, so I came to Horok to meet some tourists from Switzerland. So it is already July. It is my first tour in this year. It's very late, very, very late.
Okay. Sherali, the work you do isn't easy. It's a difficult job being a ranger. I'm wondering if you can share a story, maybe a time that you felt really successful or really proud of the work you're doing.
You mean the moment when I am in field, or what story you mean?
Yeah, like a story, sharing a story about when you were really happy or really proud to be a ranger, a really good story of a success or something that makes you really happy about the work you do.
Yes, I try to find an interesting story for you. Yeah, there was an interesting and very how to say there was many interesting stories. So once I think it was 2018, we got American hunter for Marco Polo ship, and he paid us, I think, $45,000, something like this. I don't know my boss. I think about 45. And what made me happy? We bought 25 sacks of flour and 25 ton of coal, and we gave for poor people in my village, just as a help from our organization. And at that moment when the poor people came, and they were very happy, everyone coming to me and telling thank you so much for helping. So we are giving, we are sharing their food, their coal for poor people, for unable people. At that time, I was very proud that, I did something special for my village, for my poor people. So that is an unforgettable day. That was an unforgettable day for me.
Oh, absolutely. That's such a great story, Sherali. And it really shows how protecting and conserving resources can really help the whole community. So that's a great story, Sherali.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I think the last thing I'll ask you is, there's people tuning in from all over the world who don't know a lot about your country, about Tajikistan. So is there something you'd like to tell people, maybe a little bit about your country that people might not know?
The beginning of the questions I didn't hear. Can you repeat it?
Yeah, I was just saying that there's a lot of people who are going to watch this interview, and they're going to be from all over the world. And a lot of them won't know a lot about Tajikistan. I'm wondering if there's anything you'd like to share or tell people about your country, about Tajikistan.
Well, so Tajikistan is a small country in Central Asia. It's only Persian-speaking country in Central Asia. The population is 9 million people, so 95% of population are Tajik. So we are Kyrgyz, live at the ethnic Kyrgyz in Tajikistan. So I live in Pamir. So
hey, Sherali, I just wanted to wrap up today just by saying, thank you so much. Thank you for sharing your story with us today, and thank you for all the work you're doing within your community. It was great to talk to you today.
That's okay. You are welcome. But because of the poor internet, I cannot explain everything. But I hope you understood what I talk about.